Hello, everybody. I am Tim McNiff, your host for Beyond the Bench live at Target USA Cup, and welcome to day 2 of competition at the 2022 Target USA Cup weekend tournament. Play kicked off here today before 8 a.m. with some 350 teams competing for a chance to walk off with a title tomorrow, which is, of course, Championship Sunday. But first, we're going to talk about the weather, which has been absolutely ideal to this point. This is a tournament that always keeps an eye on the weather to the benefit of all. Yesterday's schedule was played under a light cloud cover early, while the temperature struggled to reach 80 degrees, which you'd have to say was ideal for players and spectators alike. Today, now the meteorologist said we'd be expecting a mix of cloud and sun. We've seen a lot of sun, very few clouds, a seasonal high of 85. They say there's always a chance of a stray shower, but nothing that is expected to affect play for any length of time. It's an absolutely ideal forecast for all involved. But say you happen to be the executive director of the National Sports Center, like our first guest, Mr. Todd Johnson, to hear that weather forecast, it has to be music to your ears, because that's one of those things you have absolutely zero control over.
You're absolutely right, Tim. It's a big deal. We watch the weather. It literally is a class from the University of Minnesota Medical School. And one of the things they train for is heat exhaustion. So we watch the weather. Of course, we're worried about rain, but heat is a real big deal at this tournament.
It is indeed. Yeah. And let's take a with what you're just talking about. There is a world-class medical staff on hand. You hope you never need them, but if you do, they're here.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The family practice residency program at the University of Minnesota, once they start taking their electives, this is one of the first electives that gets filled up. Everyone wants to take this class because think about it. During one day with 25,000 visitors, they see a lot. And it's like jumping right into the ocean and, getting to do the work that you want to do as a physician.
Yeah, people don't realize, other than if they get caught in traffic and they curse that darn tournament, right? You have more than 20,000 people coming to this campus for 8 days in a row.
Right.
And as we said yesterday, 19 countries, 21 states. You have got the world back. And after what this facility went through and what you went through, how nice is it to have the world back at the National Sports Center?
Well, it's fantastic. It's such a great opportunity, and just the the drum roll that happens while you're getting ready for this tournament, and you know that eventually it's going to happen, is pretty incredible. So many things have to fall into place, and my colleagues are just absolutely fantastic at making sure it happens. My job is really pretty easy. I just stay out of the way and let them do their work, and next thing you know, there are teams here from places like wherever you want it. You name the country or you name the town in Minnesota, they're here.
So when I was talking to your staff and they were asking me whether I would be interested in coming back, and I couldn't say yes enough. Yep. My first question was, how has the response been? And I knew it was good last year from a lot of teams in the States because everybody had been locked down. Everybody wanted to go somewhere, but was so encouraged to hear the response globally. So it seems like you not only got back a lot of the countries that have been sending people here, but you actually broadened the range, it seems like.
Right. Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. If we get into it maybe a little bit later, we talk about sports tourism in general and what goes on in this industry and what happens. It's a product that is pretty inelastic. People want to attend sports events. And so even during the pandemic, however, I think 2019, 2020, was down about 45%. We see it coming back. Like the arc is pretty incredible, the speed with which is coming back.
We talked yesterday, we had Carl Lodge on here to talk about Fun for Play. We talked about the economic impact of this particular tournament on the local community. But this is what you guys do. With this in the Super Rink, you're putting on tournaments every weekend. The economic impact, people don't know, I think, that you're here, but your tentacles reach all over the state.
It's pretty amazing. I actually have the privilege of running 2 organizations. I run the Minnesota Amateur Sports Commission, which is an organization that is appointed by both the governor and the legislature. They oversee the entire sports industry, if you will, in the state of Minnesota. And then part of that is to also run a nonprofit that is responsible for the National Sports Center itself running and efficiently and making sure that we, break even, which we should do as a nonprofit.
Well, and so you're a government entity.
Right. Very, very small one.
Right. and I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, it's tough because the sports center itself, those staff working for the foundation are all nonprofit employees. There's only 3 of us that are state employees. The other 65 full-time equivalents or full-time employees, which swells to 250 to 300 full-time equivalents in the summertime, are all working for the nonprofit.
I was going to say, if that was an employee who had that golf cart in reverse for the last 2 minutes, you're going to have a talk with them later on.
All right. Well, we try.
But how important is it for the National Sports Center, Blaine, and the surrounding areas, Mall of America, Valley Fair, the Thunder, the Loons, the Twins, to have this tournament back?
It's a huge boost, and it's a huge catalyst for other activity. When you think about it, we are responsible for making sure that the way that they see our state, we are actually ambassadors for the state of Minnesota. When you think about it, this is the second largest tourist attraction in the state of Minnesota after the Mall of America. So coincidentally, when people are looking for hotel rooms and they're coming from another country or another state, they'd like to stay by the Mall of America, but they want to come up here and play soccer.
Yep, get that one figured out. You do fill up the hotels, that is for sure. One of the things we're going to do in a couple minutes is we're going to have one of the interns on, and we're going to meet you. And it's something we started doing a couple of years ago, and something I really like to do, because I'd like to meet these kids and see where they're from, what they want to do, and hopefully somebody sees them out there and says, that would be someone I would like to employ going forward. How vital is that to what you guys do, that intern program?
Well, I think it's pretty crucial. I've spent some time myself teaching graduate school and teaching college ourselves. I think it's an important mission that we have here to be a part of it. We actually think about it in terms of it being the long interview. I don't know how many people started with internships here and are still here. I tell you, there's someone just on the other side of this wall here that's been here for 25 years who started as a transportation intern.
You had one last year that I interviewed right away who also happened to be from my hometown, White Bear Lake, and he's still here. And I give him a hard time. I say, this is the longest anyone from White Bear Lake's had a job outside of White Bear Lake.
Funny.
So 1 year.
No, it's true. It's just one of those places that, it's hard not to enjoy it. Either find out you like this type of work, the constant variety and the ability to try to make people feel at home, and to be, it's an industry that it's different, it's unique. A lot of these interns, the first day, we always ask the question, most of them think they're going to be working professional sports. And then we start to show them what some of the numbers are, where the real jobs are, and help them to understand where there's a whole lot more opportunities either at colleges or at places like this.
That's a great thing. I appreciate being here and being a part of it. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Okay, we'll see you. That's Mr. Todd Johnson.
Tim, great seeing you.
Great to see you too. He is the executive director of the National Sports Center, and we're going to have our next guest coming on in. Davor, come on in. Target USA Cup is going to be offering a live stream of certain games throughout the tournament through our friends at North Metro Television. And we're going to offer you a look at what you can watch and where you can find those games tomorrow, which is, of course, Championship Sunday. We're going to be live streaming games at 7:50, 9:30, and 11:10 a.m., and again at 12:50 p.m. from the stadium fields, which are the ones you can see directly behind us. There's going to be 2 games on 2 feeds going on at the same time, and you can find those games by going to the NSC Sports YouTube channel. Well, as I said, the Target USA Cup could not happen without the annual help of our crop of interns, and this year is certainly no different. Each year, we do like to introduce you to some of those interns, and we begin this year with a young man who comes all the way from Santiago, Chile, Davor Jakovljevic. How did I do?
Perfect.
Yeah, well,
really close to it at least. Yeah, DJ here.
I need more time with it to be better than that. I'm well. Thank you for joining us. You are a dorms intern and a registration intern. But the first question is Santiago, Chile, and now you're in Blaine, Minnesota. How direct a line was that? How did you get here?
Well, not very direct, to be honest, but it has been a beautiful journey to me. I played college soccer here. That's why I came. I played 2 years in Texas, then 1 semester in Tennessee, then the last year and a half in Iowa. So how I found out about the National Sports Center and the USA Cup, it's actually not really, I didn't expect it because I used to coach little kids for my university. So one of the workers there, I think the business office worker, her sister is Kelly Goodrich, which is my boss. So they were in need of someone else of sports management, and somehow they contact me and they say I have one guy here in the university. He coached my son, and I didn't know nothing. I didn't know Kelly's sister before. So that was great to see that because of doing something that I really enjoyed, really loved, I got to get this opportunity, which is amazing.
You made a positive impression on somebody. They were looking for somebody. They said, "Hey, we think we have a guy."
Yeah.
And you've come up here. You arrived when?
2018.
So you've been here. I mean, so you arrived here at the NSC.
Oh, NSC? No, 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months
And they
ago.
said you're going to be the dorms intern. So what does the dorms intern do?
We basically have two college campuses available for international or teams traveling from other states, which is Northwestern St. Paul and the U of M. So if they go through us. So NSC hired their services of these two universities, and people that want to get there, we provide food, we provide, like I said, of course, dorms and so many other activities along with that. So I'm overseeing all that. I have a dorm advisor as well at the U of M, which is Holly. So we are doing a great job there, checking in teams, checking teams out, and helping them, assisting them as much as we can over there.
Your duties have been expanded to registration for USA Cup. What does that involve?
No, it's just because at the beginning we don't have to deal with dorms too much. So dorms is always like 3 weeks prior when all the hard work starts.
Okay.
But before that, just registration is teams that need to submit their player passes, all that kind of stuff. So
Sure.
yeah,
Getting them ready to come.
getting them ready to come, all the paperwork basically.
So you just went through your first day of the weekend tournament yesterday. Everybody talks about USA Cup, USA Cup.
Yeah.
There's all this buildup. How did you come through day one?
I didn't experience it too much because I wasn't here that long because of dorms. We had some delays on some teams coming from Norway, so we had to check them in really late. I'm glad that they made it safely. But yeah, I got here like 3 hours at
Okay.
field management. But you kind of see the vibe, which I really enjoy because I love soccer. Is the love of my life. So I enjoy whatever is soccer related. I always enjoy it.
Well, if you're out here, you can't miss it.
Yeah, of course.
It's all around you now.
Yeah.
So now, what is the goal long term? What do you hope to get out of this experience? And if you could say, this is my future course, and you wanted to chart it right now, what might that be?
Well, I'm still figuring out some things. Of course, I'm not in rush of anything. So this has been a learning process in many ways. I learned that I'm better face to face with people than on behind the screen. I understand that paperwork is always and office work is always necessary. So, of course, I'm gonna have to do it at some point, and always. But I definitely want something 50-50, 50 in the office and 50 out there on the field. Of course, like Todd said before, we always aim for professional sports because I like competitive soccer as well. But I always want to do something at the side with I can do social impact things with soccer because I've seen the impact that soccer has, especially in my country. So I definitely want to do that. But as a professional, I would like to go to pro event management or recruiting on more soccer.
And they did tell you that there is a professional team like right over there.
I didn't know that neither when I came here, and it was like, oh, they are eating where I eat, where I'm eat. They practice like right behind my dorm, so I got the opportunity to visit them. Went to the stadium many times. So yeah, of course, you never, like I say, you never know. These last 2 years has been for that. You never know who is watching you. You never know where you're gonna be next. So yeah, I'm super happy, to be honest.
Well, Manny Lagos, who's one of the higher ups in there. I remember when Manny and Gerard were players, and their dad Buzz was a coach out here at USA Cup.
Yeah.
So that was just last week, I think. It hasn't been that long ago. So do you ever think about doing what I do?
Media?
Yeah. Have you ever tried?
I
Would you like to try?
you never know.
That's right.
You never know.
So now we're
it.
getting to the end of the show, and this is the point where I would say this. Would you want to try reading that and seeing how that goes? And you can be me for a minute.
Okay.
Don't do too good because otherwise they might replace me. So,
No, I
so
don't
feel
think-
free to make mistakes.
All right. All of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it continues on to the next page with the other. So
Okay.
that's our social media.
Okay. with an announcer voice or something like that?
Whatever you want to do,
All
you
right.
do you.
Okay. There's so much happening at Target USA Cup that the only way you can keep with it all is to engage with us on social media. And you know what? We're all over the place.
All over the place.
So here's how you can find us on TikTok at USA Cup Soccer, on Twitter at USA Cup Soccer as well, Facebook/USA Cup, Instagram at USA Cup Soccer, and blog.nscsports.org.
Okay. How was that?
I will give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't that
You did it in
good.
English, which is not your first language. I think is very impressive. Just stay there. We'll wrap it up. I didn't want to do too good because they won't ask me to come back tomorrow. And we are coming back tomorrow on BTB Live at noon. We're going to be speaking with one of the college coaches who's here at Target USA Cup recruiting talent. We're going to find out who is here and what they're looking for, and if you're a player, how to impress them. In the meantime, I want to thank you for joining us. I want you to have a great day. And we look forward to seeing you right here at noon tomorrow, which is, of course, Championship Sunday at the 2022 Target USA Cup Weekend Tournament. Now, I say, I'm Tim McNiff. You say your name.
Davor Jakovljevic, DJ.
And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Tim. That was good.